Hey Giggly, Kikai Wafra here. Pull a bass stool, grab something strong, because today we need to have a serious talk about something that has been itching at the back of my brain for a while now. We are revisiting a wound that frankly hasn't healed for a lot of us. We're talking about the ghost of the Batgirl movie, and specifically what Brendan Fraser just said about it. So here is the lowdown. You remember the Batgirl disaster, right? Back in the summer of 2022, Warner Bros. Did something unprecedented. They took a $90 million movie, which was basically finished, and they locked it in a vault, never to be seen again. Brendan Fraser, who was set to play the villain Firefly, just gave an interview to the Associated Press where he didn't pull a single punch. He called the whole situation a tragedy. He described sneaking into the art department in Glasgow just to geek out over the production. He talked about the 4 floors of sets, the passion, and the fact that Michael Keaton, the actual original cinematic Batman, was back in the suit. But the real kicker, the thing that is making headlines, is his choice of words. He said, and I quote, content is being commodified to the extent that it's more valuable to burn it down than to give it a shot in the marketplace. Now, let's play fair for a second. I know, put down the pitchforks. We have to look at this from the suit's perspective at Warner Brothers Discovery. We have to understand the corporate logic here. When this decision happened, the company had just gone through a massive merger. They were drowning in debt. The official line was a strategic shift. The argument is that the movie didn't fit the new direction for the DC universe, and maybe, just maybe, it wasn't testing well with audiences. From a cold, hard, calculator-punching business perspective, taking a tax write-off, basically getting a massive break from the government for asserting that this asset has zero value, makes financial sense. It clears the books. It stops them from spending tens of millions more on marketing a movie they didn't believe in. It is ruthless, sure, but it is logic. It is protecting the brand from a potential flop. But, and this is a massive flashing neon but, it is when I really sat with Fraser's quote that the fairness started to evaporate, because Fraser nailed the one word that makes my skin crawl. Did you catch it? He started to say product, and then he corrected himself to content. This is where we get to the total BS part of the industry right now. That correction from product to content is the mask slipping off. We're not talking about cinema anymore. We're talking about sludge to fill a streaming pipe. Fraser pointed out that it is now more valuable to burn it down than to let the audience decide. And that is the hypocrisy that drives me up the wall. These studios love to stand on stage at Comic-Con and preach about supporting artists and doing it for the fans. They paraded Michael Keaton's return like it was a religious event. They hyped up Leslie Grace as an inspiration for a generation of little girls who finally had a hero who looked like them. And then what? They deleted it. They didn't delete it because a file was corrupted. They deleted it because a spreadsheet said they would save a few bucks on taxes. It is the ultimate cynicism. They looked at hundreds of people's hard work, set builders, actors who learned fight choreography, costumers who stitched every scene, and said, sorry, you are worth more to us as a tax deduction than as a creative team. It turns the movie industry into an insurance scam. If a movie is just content, then it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It only matters if it balances the ledger. That isn't show business, that's just liquidation. Anyway, the article is in the description. Go read Fraser's full comments. They are heartbreaking, but necessary. So Giggly, you're the judge today. Is Warner Brothers justified in killing a finished movie to save the bottom line and protect the brand integrity? Or do you agree with Fraser that this commodification of art into disposable content has gone way too far and is ruining the industry? Let me know what you think in the comments. Would you like me to find more details on other movies that have suffered this tax write-off fate to compare? And that is the ugly truth about turning movies into tax write-offs. If you enjoyed me tearing this apart, hit that like button, subscribe, and tell me in the comments if you think the studio was totally bluffing. To support the caffeine addiction that powers these rants, check the Buy Me a Coffee link below. Also, help me decide for tomorrow. Should I use the Batcave background or the Death Star conference room? Drop your vote. I will see you in the next video. This was Kikai Wafra for News Geek-ly.